Hey everybody, it's Lee. How you doing? So I'm just going to give this a, whoops, oh my goodness. I'm going to give it a quick minute before I get rolling here, because some people will be coming in live and I don't want to lose them. This is the second announcement. I talked about the first announcement a little bit earlier. I'm going to give more details now. We're not done. My sons are frantically working in the background. Two of my sons Jack and Shane, the 15-year-old and the 24-year-old, are frantically working in the background. But give me just a second here. I'm just gonna wait for people to pile in right now. Hang on. Because people are piling in. So what I'm gonna do on this one is, let me flip it. That's not a good picture, hang on. There we go. I look fabulous. Okay, so I want to talk about what I mentioned earlier. I sort of talked about, in theory, what people I think want from journalism. And I think we're seeing that with the WikiLeaks stuff, with the James O'Keefe stuff, with this election in general. You know that you're being lied to. You know that, right? If you don't know that, do you know that wrestling is fake? I think you do, right? If you don't, you should probably leave. So, I mean, wrestling's fake in the sense that it's not real, but people get hurt in it and stuff. There are actual people doing things. It's not fake like Santa Claus fake. I know I've ruined stuff for a lot of you with that one as well. But the problem is everybody complains about journalism, but very few people are actually doing anything about it. And everybody who's doing stuff about it has some partisan agenda. And the reason I mention that is I write for Breitbart. I'm the lead investigative journalist for Breitbart News. But as I mentioned last one, I've written for Huffington Post as well. And the point is, though, I am not trying to, I think you should read Breitbart. There. But I think you should be skeptical of it. And I think you should especially read Breitbart if you're a liberal. And if you're a conservative, I think you should especially read Huffington Post to get a sense of what people are talking about. So this is the philosophy I've been talking about for a while. I'm trying to make you smarter. People have asked me over and over again, where can I go to get the truth? And there's no site you can do that yet. And I'm not going to tell you that that's what I'm doing, but I'm going to make it easier. I'm going to make it easier for you to figure out what's going on. I'm about to launch a new site. It's really a reboot of a site I've had for a while, okay? And it's my site, broughttolight.com, which there's really nothing there right now. It's just an announcement saying, but by morning, I swear to you, there will be stuff there, and I'm going to tell you in 1 minute what's going to be there. By the way, let me do the stuff I need to do, the promo stuff. Retweet this, please, if you're watching this. Retweet it. If you're not already following me on Periscope, follow me on Twitter. That's a good place to do it as well. So you're probably frustrated. You probably know that right now you're a busy person. You don't have time to devote full time to following the news, to researching stuff, and you're really just trying to figure out what the hell's going on in the world because you got stuff to do, right? I almost swore. I'm trying to not do that. But you have stuff to do, right? You have things to do. I'll take questions at the end. If you're texting to me, I can't see it right now. So give me a moment. So here's what I'm doing. I'm launching at Brought to Light in the morning. We're going to have 3 things up for sure, and then we're going to be rolling out more material as we go. The first thing we'll be doing, which directly addresses the problem I just talked about. Remember, please retweet this, because I want people to see it. So what we're talking about is the reboot of my site, broughttolight.com. Previously, I have used Brought to Light to do a podcast like Serial. Are you familiar with Serial? You seen that? I'm not really asking you to answer because I can't see it until I have my dollar readers. But I was doing a Serial-like podcast about the situation in South Dakota. That's going to continue as well. I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota right now. But this is not just about one story. It's expanded out. So here's what Brought to Light's going to have I think you'll like. Number one, we're going to have a thing called the Big Board. The Big Board is a place you'll be able to go to and quickly scan what the top trending things are on websites left to right. Okay? This is what, and by the way, there's a reason I asked some of the poll questions I asked earlier. And so, for instance, you'll be able to see what Slate's talking about, what HuffPost is talking about, what Breitbart's talking about, and what the Daily Caller is talking about. Sort of spectrum of things from left to right. And by seeing the sort of top trending stories there, you will get a quick sense of what stories people are talking about and ignoring on the left and right. And you can kind of go, well, gee, nobody on the left is mentioning the O'Keefe videos or whatever, but nobody on the right's talking about the North Dakota pipeline protest, let's say, right? That's one thing you'll be able to see. We'll also have up there top trending social media stuff, what's trending on Twitter, what's trending on Facebook, what's trending in Google searches, and then either you tell me, I'll take your advice on this, tweet it out to me, then you tell me either Reddit or Facebook. I'm kind of inclined to go with Reddit right now because the kids seem to like it. So you'll be able to quickly scan this one page and get a quick sense of what's going on in the news. And the big board's going to get expanded. I'm also hoping, trying to figure this out, how to link you to 5-minute audio podcast. Oh, let me mention one other thing about Brought to Light. This is big. This is big. Again, retweet this because I want people to know this stuff. What we're talking about is the relaunch of my site, Brought to Light, that I'll be doing. I'm trying to make you smarter about journalism. This is a big deal to me. Ready? I'm about to tell you what it is. I think you'll like it too. Show me some love over there if you do. There's not going to be ads. How do you like that? There's not going to be ads. I hate ads. Oh, and there's not going to be skinny, hard-to-read fonts either. So I think the internet has gotten sucky recently. There are too many effing ads. There will be ads. Let me correct that. You'll just hear me out. One moment. So, and I'm not knocking anybody. People got to get paid and all that stuff. Me too. I got to get paid. Everyone's got to get paid. But ads suck. And ads don't make me want to click on them. They make me want to punch the website in the face. I get so frustrated sometimes when I try to go to read a news story and there's 900 ads that come up. Oh, it makes me mad. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who feels this way? Or have I had too much coffee today? I don't know. But it does. It frustrates me so much, particularly on sites that I really enjoy and possibly work for. The ads, but it's all over the place. Everyone's done it. I want the news. I want the news. I don't need Google ads telling me that I need to buy new Native Instruments plugins, which the reason it's giving me those ads, by the way, is because I went to the Native Instruments website, and now they're just like, yeah, I know, you want me to give you $400, Native Instruments. I got it. I don't got the $400. And when I do have the $400, trust me, I'll remember. I'll be able to figure it out. And so whatever you're buying, can I tell you a slightly dirty story? This is one of my favorite stories. My lovely wife, is in a forum with women talking about homeschooling stuff or whatever. And one day one of the women said, I feel so, it's slightly dirty, don't worry, it's not going to really offend you. But this woman wrote to the group, she's like, I am getting all these offensive ads for sex toys and vibrators and dildos and stuff. And one of the other women said, let me explain what's going on. When you visit a website, Google starts putting out ads from that website. So she was like, oops. Oh, I love that story. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. So anyway, so we're not going to have that. What are we going to? I said we're going to not have ads, but we're going to have ads. I'm going to have a separate page called Ads and Offers, a completely separate page. There's going to be like, sign up for my mailing list for me, and if I'm doing products, if I'm doing things, a film, a book, stuff like that, I'll mention that to you in one discrete ad space probably. But if you're interested in ads, here's the thing people don't seem to have learned, right? Why do people buy newspapers on Sunday? For the ads, right? That's one of the reasons you get it, the ads in the comics. So it's not that people don't like advertising, they just don't want it shoved in their flipping face all the time. If I'm trying to read a news story, I don't need 900 ads blocking me reading the news stories. So that's one thing I'm absolutely 100% committed to. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Oh my God, I hate it. So I'm not going to do that to you. So we're going to have the big board and stuff. It'll be a link. It'll be, say, if you want ads and offers, go here. And then that'll expand and change. And you'll be able to go look if you want ads for musical instrument plugins or vibrators or whatever you're into. I don't care. Whatever, go look at it, and there it will be. It'll be right there, just in case you forget you want to buy stuff, just in case. But we'll also have cool offers on products that I think you'll actually be interested in, but it'll be over there. It'll be over off into the side. Here's another thing we're going to have. We're going to have podcasts. We're going to have a number of podcasts. My Brought to Light podcast will continue, and I'm going to do in-depth podcasts. You'll see what it is. Have a listen. I think the South Dakota story, even if you think, I'm not really interested in South Dakota, listen to the first episode. You'll see it's pretty darn good, I got to say. And it tells a story that I've laid out in 3 parts so far. I got to pick it up. But we're going to do it on other stuff as well. It's going to be a good, if you like This American Life, which I love This American Life. I don't agree with its politics very much, but it's good storytelling. It's good audio storytelling. We're going to have that over there. But the other podcast, and this will be also ready to go by the morning, and I'm really excited about this. So seriously, if you've not retweeted yet, what do I got to do to get you to retweet this? Put an ad up? I don't know. But here's what we're going to be doing. We're doing a new podcast called Making the News. Making the News, you'll be able to download, listen to it on your phone, listen to it on your iPad, listen to it on the way to work. It'll be a half hour long, right? It'll be a good solid length. My other podcast is a half hour long episodes. I think that's a good episode length if you're busy. Sometimes I love This American Life, but man, an hour? That's hard for me. It is. It's just hard for me. So what is Making the News about? Making the News is about the world of independent journalism, a world I know pretty well, but it's going to be an interview-based show. I started this a long time ago, but it fell by the wayside. First guest will be my interview with Milo Yiannopoulos. Perhaps you've heard of him. Also guest coming up, I'm about to do an interview with Cassandra Fairbanks. She's going to be on the show. Tim Pool from Timcast will be on the show. I talked earlier to a young man named James O'Keefe. He will be on the show. So our first 4 episodes are going to be Milo, Cassandra, Timcast, and James O'Keefe. And I want you to notice what I'm doing there, and I'm doing it on purpose. They're not all right-wing people. And again, this goes to my philosophy of getting people who are not from one ideological perspective, but what Making the News is about how the people who make the news and why they make the news. Milo had a great, Cassandra just pinged me, and so I got to go here in a second. But Milo had a great thing on basically he's doing journalism as a form of self-expression. And we're going to have people from serious investigative journalists to agent provocateurs like Milo. I would put him in that category. Cassandra's a journalist. Timcast is doing multimedia stuff. Obviously, James O'Keefe is doing interactive stuff. The first episodes are going to be people that I know. And I know Timcast less, but I know a little bit. But people I know, it's going to be fascinating conversation. If you want to understand how the news is being made by these indie journalists, why they're doing it, it's a level of transparency I don't think you've ever seen before. And the thing that's cool about it is I know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm a journalist as well. So it's a peer-to-peer conversation. And I think that's always interesting, right? So I'm not a guitar player. I'm a hack. I can play power chords. I'm a hack guitar player. But when I hear a good guitar player interview a good guitar player, that's always better. It's always better than some dumb wannabe or rock journalist interviewing a guitarist and they don't know what they're talking about. You get smarter when you do this. So those are the 2 things they're launching immediately. The third thing is going to be a blog that updates you on stuff, right? It's going to update you on, and we're going to be updating stuff every day from now till election day with new features. Let me tell you what else is coming. Then I got to go because I got to interview Cassandra. Can't keep that young lady waiting, can I? So the other thing we're going to be doing, I hinted at this before. Again, retweet this, let people know what's going on. We're talking about the relaunch of my website, Brought to Light. It will be up by the morning, or I will ground my 24-year-old. You can't really do that. So, and my 15-year-old's working on it with me as well. My 15-year-old, yeah, he's great. I love my kids. So, and it's cool to be able to work with them. It really is. It's cool to be able to work with them. So my son Shane does more web development stuff. My son Jack is an incredibly fast typist. He's good at research. So it's a nice little team that I've bred. Don't you think? It's kind of handy. Also, they're very tall, and they're good with helping with equipment. So the fourth thing I'm going to be doing, and I'm not going to be able to get this up by the morning, I don't think, unless I get hyped up on more caffeine, is in-depth story pages where you go to one page and it tells you what you need to know about Benghazi, my original reporting on Benghazi. It tells you what you need. So it's a place to get my original reporting, which is multimedia stuff. There'll be some podcast stuff. There'll be some, audio, video, photos, and it's going to be in a really neat, friendly, visual format. That's the other thing I'm trying to do. By the way, if you notice the light changing, it's because occasionally my computer screen goes off, and then I have to flip the mouse and make it go back on. Full transparency. That's what I'm all about, baby. So anyway, that's the other thing that's going to be up there is in-depth versions of the news. Now this is going to grow and expand. The big board section, for instance, is pretty quickly going to be in a situation where if breaking news is going on, you will be able to go to the big board section and get a sense of what's happening with breaking news from the left and the right. I have some ideas there, but the whole point of the big board section, I talked about this earlier in the Periscope. One of the new features is a big board that lets you quickly scan what the different media sites are talking about. As always, I'm going to want your feedback. As always, if you have any questions, ask me on Twitter. I got to go interview Cassandra. I love you guys. That's what's coming up soon. I think you'll really dig it. The reason I asked this question, there it is. This poll question is I was trying to figure out what the first, and I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep asking you guys for your input. The first topic I'm going to cover in that in-depth thing I just talked about is how the media lies. I'm going to do an in-depth section going into it'll link to my Breitbart stories. I'm still writing for Breitbart. Nothing's changed there. I'm still on Twitter. I'm still doing podcasts, and I'm still doing everything I've been doing. So nothing there is changing. But that's going to be the first topic because you guys picked it. The second topic, I'll ask you guys about that later. That's what's going on. Take care. Stay tuned. Lots coming.